challenging. If the internet is poor, it means that you get challenges with accessing the work in the site. But I want to wish everyone well and do encourage you to continue to try as much as you can to work hard and access the work, especially if the teacher's given the link. Please go ahead and find that specific unit that the teacher is talking about, that the teacher has indicated. So if you find the link, definitely that link will lead you to the unit that the teacher is talking about or the topic that the teacher is talking about. So don't give up, because sometimes when you load the page and then it takes long to load, just know that it is your network. What you do, try to find where there is stable internet. If you find stable internet, it will surely load very well. I'm very happy to see to have you here. I have Lynette. Lynette, thank you for attending. Hathy, thank you. Shueni, Shueni, I hope I'm pronouncing well. Maybe you will tell us, you will tell me how best I can pronounce it well. And then we have Treasure, and then Vanshika. Thank you. I want to ask everyone to feel free while in class and share. Wherever you don't understand, please ask a question. So this is online learning, where you can do it at your own time, anywhere, at any time, as long as you have access to the work. So I don't want to limit anyone. You have the access to the work in the site. So go ahead and read beyond what the teacher even asks. Don't wait for the teacher to tell you that, read this. Go ahead and revise what you wish. You have a lot of units in the site. It's just a matter of you going ahead and then you read. Where you find challenges, please contact the teacher in the WhatsApp group or through the call, and then you ask that I need assistance in this area, and then we shall surely be there for you. So feel free to ask any question. Simple. So last week, or rather in the previous month, we have been dealing with resources in the environment as primary 6th class. We have been looking at resources in the environment, but we're remaining with the almost 1 lesson and a half to finish up this unit. We're remaining with just only that, but our time wasn't on our side, and then we had to stop. But we thank God that you are now here, and we are going to complete. Last week, I asked last week or this very week, I asked you to go through the unit, starting from Alois up to the end. And then after finishing that, you make sure you do the assignment, and then you submit the assignment, and then I will be able to get that assignment and mark it. And then you continue with the next unit. So I don't know if you guys did the preparation, because I wanted to have some presentations from you. Let me start with Lynette. Did you prepare basing on the link that I provided? Lynette?
Yes.
Did you do preparation?
No. I only saw an English link. I did not see a science one.
Yeah, but it is there also. It is there. It was the first before that of English. Then Hathy, did you do preparation? Okay, Hathy has said that he was not able to do the preparation. Then Treasure? Treasure, you can unmute and speak.
No.
You didn't? Okay, then Vanshika. Vanshika, did you do preparation? Vanshika is not speaking. So when you're supposed to speak, please just unmute and then you shall be able to speak. Okay, so since I provided the link and I was expecting at least everyone to come when they have done preparation, but then you have not prepared. Going forward, when we provide a link, we expect you to go through that work, write it in your books and go through it very well so that when we meet, you're able to do the presentation. You present to the teacher and to the rest of the class what you have learned and where you find challenges. And then we are available to give you guidance where there is need. However, since most of you might have got challenges in accessing the site, I'm going to to show you the work and then we go through it faster, and then I'll ask you later to go through that work as you look at the next unit that we shall be looking at next time. So let me share my screen and then I will be able to, we shall be able to go through this. So let me share my screen and then we shall go through this. Then later, the class, we shall have Mr. Kakuru will help you to go through the usage, how to access the site, like that, everything. We shall look at that. So when we started this class, we started with resources in the environment. And this is what we talked about. We talked about resources. I hope everyone is seeing my screen. We talked about resources. We said the resource is any material that people use to satisfy their needs. And you can also define it in any way. We gave 3 different ways and you have it in your books. So this is one of the ways how you can define resources. Then we also went ahead and talked about the types of resources, where we said that we have renewable resources and then the non-renewable resources. This can also be called inexhaustible resources and also exhaustible resources. So we went ahead and talked about other things. We gave the examples of renewable resources, which include this, and you have them in the book. We looked at the importance of plants as the resource. You have them in the book. So to them, that is not what we intend to talk about. We need to continue from where we stopped last time. Last time, we started looking at alloys. We started looking at alloys and we looked at the different examples of alloys and the other things and different metals that we use to make alloys. So briefly, before we move on to any other thing, let's remind ourselves on what we said about alloys, just by show of hands. Since we are few, at least you can raise up your hand and be able to define what an alloy is. What is an alloy? What is an alloy? Just raise up your hand. Yes, Vanshika, what is an alloy?
An alloy is the mixture of 2 or more metals.
Very good. An alloy is a mixture of 2 or more metals. Thank you so much, Vanshika. Any other person? Okay, that is a very good definition. And there is nothing else. I know even the rest of the people wanted to say so. An alloy is a mixture of 2 or more metals. Mixture of 2 or more metals. Now, what if the question says, what are alloys? Stuart, you're most welcome. We are reminding ourselves on what we looked at last time. Last time we ended in alloys, and we need to remind ourselves on what we said about alloys. And I'm asking now, I asked the class to give the definition of alloys and or an alloy, and the Vanshika has been able to give us a very correct definition, saying is a mixture of two or more metals, which is a very wonderful answer. Now, suppose the question says, what are alloys? Hands up. What are alloys? What are alloys? If you know the answer, you raise up your hand. What are alloys?
These are the mixture of two
Yes, Vanshika. Okay, let me hear from another person.
alloys are
Vanshika, let me hear from Hathi.
alloys are the mixture of two or more metals.
Okay, Vanshika has continued and talked about that. Okay, thank you. Let me give this question to another person apart from Vanshika. Another question. What is alloying? What is alloying? After speaking, Vanshika, you mute your microphone. Then again, when it is your time, you can unmute. Like that. Thank you. And also lower the hand. Then when you want to speak again, you raise your hand up. Aha. What is alloying? What is alloying? What is alloying? What is alloying? We talked about this last time. So I expect everyone to know this.
Can I tell?
I think it seems the rest have forgotten. You can tell us. I don't see anybody raising their hand. What is alloys? Alloying, I mean.
Alloying is the mixture of two or more metals.
Hey, you've repeated. Let's hear from Stuart. Well tried. Yes, Stuart.
Alloying is the mixing of two or more metals.
Stuart, you're breaking. You're breaking. But the answer is very correct. Stuart, can you repeat that?
Alloying is the mixing of two or more metals together.
Very good. Alloying is the mixing of two or more metals together. You just have to follow the tense. If they have used a continuous tense, alloying, you simply say is the mixing. If they use a noun, an alloy, you just simply say is the mixture of two or more metals. If they have said alloys, they are talking about very many. You say a mixture. Alloys are a mixture. If it is what are alloys, you simply say alloys are a mixture of two or more metals. And then if they talk about what is an alloy, you simply say is a mixture. Is a mixture. If they talk about alloying with ing, you simply say is the mixing of two or more metals. As simple as that. So that is simply that what I wanted you to know. We also talked about galvanization last week. We talked about galvanization. So briefly, I want someone to remind us what we said about galvanization. Hands up. I see Vanshika's hand up, but I want everybody to participate because most of you were here last week. I saw Treasure was there, Stuart was there, Lynette was there. I think even Hathy, I don't know. So I expect everyone to have their hand up because you have this in the book. Okay. Okay. There are two people who have put their hands up. Okay. What is galvanization? Let's hear from Vanshika because he was the first to put his.
Galvanization is the coating of a metal with zinc material.
With zinc metal, still zinc metal. Galvanization is a coating of metals with zinc metal. As simple as that. As simple as that. So briefly, before we talk about what we intend to talk about today, let's mention some of the importance of alloying. Importance of alloying. Importance of alloying. Why is it good for you to mix metals? Importance of alloying. Yes, Stuart.
Alloying makes metals harder.
Very good. Hathy.
Alloying prevents rusting.
Very good. Vanshika. Vanshika, I can't hear you.
Of wear of metals difficult.
Again.
Alloying make the tear or wear of metals difficult.
Very good. Alloying makes wear and tear of metals very difficult. Metals will take long to wear and tear. They take long to wear and tear. As simple as that. So let's move on to what we intend to talk about today. It's unfortunate that you guys did not do the preparation, but however, let's move on and talk about this. So today we are going to talk about, we are going to look at the combinations, because we said that an alloy is a mixture of two or more metals. We want to look at those combinations. Last week, we were able to identify the different examples of alloys. Now today, we need to look at the combination. It is also very, very good that most of you last week were able to identify the different metals that we can mix together in order to get alloys. So today we are going to look at a table showing the alloys. We shall have an alloy, we shall have a combination, and then the importance of that alloy. As simple as that. So we are going to start with probably brush. Maybe I can ask if people have ideas. Which metals do we use to get brass? Which metals do we use to get brass? Because brass is one of the alloys. Last week we talked about brass as one of the alloys, bronze, solder, capronickel, and also manganese steel. Those are the different alloys. Now let's start with brass. Which two metals can we mix in order to get brass? Which two metals can we mix in order to get brass? Hope Vanshika's hand is up because I see your hand up. Which two metals can we use to get brass? Last week we tapped this slightly. Vanshika, do you have an idea? Lynette, you're not speaking. Treasure, I need answers. Okay, without wasting time, let me show you the table. so that we can move on faster. Can show you the table. All that other work we finished doing. That work we finished doing, and we are now moving forward. So this is the table. Hope everyone is seeing where my cursor is. A table showing an alloy, how it is made, and its use. A table showing an alloy, how it's made, and its use. Full stop. Here is the alloys. This column is for alloys. Also, this is for the combination, which metals we mix to get the other. And then this is for the importance. So when you look at brass, this is what I was asking. Which two metals do we mix together to get brass? Which two metals do we mix together to get brass? Let me hear from Lynette. Which two metals do we mix together to get brass?
Copper
Yes.
and zinc.
Good. It is copper and zinc. Let me have Treasure. Can you give the importance of brass as an alloy? You can start by saying it is, or you can just read this a very statement. What is the importance of brass? This word here, I know some people are having problems reading this word. This one is ornaments, decorating ornaments. The ornaments are these things, the jewelry. Most of you have might be even using the jewelry, include even watches, the necklaces, the bangles, those things, the earrings, like that. Those ones are called ornaments. So we use copper, zinc, or brass to make those ornaments, to make the watches, to make the anklets, the wristlets, everything that you can put on those necklaces and so on and so on. The earrings, like that. So those are the ornaments that we are talking about. So we use brush to make them. Then we also have bronze here. Bronze, we say that with the bronze, this one we make it, we get it from copper and zinc. Copper, not copper and zinc, but copper and tin. Copper and tin. Even this one, we can use it for decorating metals. Decorating metals. For the case of brass, which is made of copper and zinc, we can also use it for making wires. These are electric wires. Making electric wires, and also tabbing cases of bullets. But you don't need to have in this word tabbing cases of bullets. You just say for making bullets. Uses of copper, you can say we can use copper for making even coins, making electric wires, making ornaments, and simple and so many other things that you can talk about. Because when we ask you in examination, usually we may not talk about brush, but we shall say give anyone use of copper as a metal. You can say it is used for making electric wires. Is used for making electric wires. Copper is those electric wires that you see. They will use the copper, but copper is not the best conductor of electricity. It is silver, which is the best conductor of electricity. But because copper is a little bit cheap, that's why we use copper to make those electric wires. But otherwise, it would be silver. Silver is very expensive, and it is the best conductor of electricity. So if they ask you to give the uses of copper or uses of zinc or uses of copper and zinc, or they can say give the uses of brass as an alloy, you simply say it's used for making ornaments, making electric wires, making bullets, etc. Then you move on to bronze. Here you talk about copper and zinc Copper and tin are the metals that we use for making bronze. And then its use, we use it to decorate metals and also making coins. Decorating metals and making coins. Then we have solder. Solder is one of those alloys. It is commonly used in the welding workshops. When you go to the welding workshops, you find people making doors, making gates, making windows and different things, joining metals together. So the alloy that is used to join metals together is called solder. It is called solder. Simple as that. So this solder is made out of lead. It's lead and then tin. So we have this. This one is spelled wrongly. It is lead and tin, but we shall correct it later. Shall correct it later. It is supposed to be lead and tin. As simple as that. Lead and tin. And its main use is basically for joining metals. We are going to provide its the main use here, providing for joining metals or for welding. As simple as that. Then we have here, we have capronickel. Capronickel, we use copper and nickel. This one, we use it for making coins, the silver coins. We use it for making the silver coins, as simple as that. And then lastly, we have the manganese steel. We use iron and the manganese, which we also use for that, as simple as that. So that is basically about that we use. That's about the table that we use. The table that shows alloys, how they are made and their use. That's the table. You can also be able to put it down and we move on. So here is just the activity, but before the activity, you need to take note of the following. They can also ask you about fuels. What are fuels? They can ask you about fuels. So if they ask you about fuels, what would you say about fuels? We have our answer just right here. If they ask you about fuels, what would you say? If they ask you about fuels, what would you say? As simple as that. So let me have one person define for us the fuels. That is Stewart. What are fuels?
Fuels are materials that can burn to give out heat and light.
Materials that can burn to give out heat and light. Good. Heat and light. What are some of these examples of fuels? What are some of the examples of fuels? Because we can ask you this, that state any 2 examples of fuels. What would you say? Can I see people's hands up? If you met such a question, what would you say? Yes, Lynette?
Firewood.
Very good. Another person? Another person? Lynette has told us about firewood. Another person can talk about coal. Coal is one of those sources of fuels that we use to do different things. So we have coal. We also have petroleum. And when you look at petroleum, it is also categorized into different ways. We have petrol. Petroleum is a combination of petrol. We have diesel, We have paraffin or kerosene, jet fuel, all that is categorized as petroleum. Sometimes we use different words like crude oil. When it is crude oil, it means that it has not been separated from the refineries. After separation, that's when now we can have what we call petrol on its own, diesel on its own, and so many other examples of petroleum. As simple as that. So that's what you need to know about petroleum. Then the other thing is about firewood. Sometimes we say wood fuel. Sometimes we can ask you to mention the examples of wood fuel. So when we talk about the examples of wood fuel, it means you will talk about these two. And in P7, we shall also look at others. There are others. If they talk about, give any two examples of wood fuel, the common ones include firewood and charcoal. Those are the common ones, examples of wood fuel. Then the rest, we shall also look at others in primary 7, because we shall still be looking at this topic as energy resources in the environment. As simple as that. So here is the assignment that you will do. Those questions, you'll do them. Explain the term alloy, give examples, state the importance of those following alloys, and then like that. So the last part that we shall be discussing now is about conservation of resources. So before we talk about plants and the animals that we need to conserve, what is conservation? What is conservation? What is conservation? What is conservation? Yes, Lynette.
Conservation is the protection of the resources in the environment from
Exhaustion. Can you repeat that definition?
Conservation is the protection of the resources in the environment from exhaustion.
From exhaustion, from getting exhausted or from getting finished. You don't want to use the word exhaustion, you simply say from getting finished or from getting depleted, getting used up. If you don't want to use exhaustion, if it is difficult, use the word used up, from getting used up, or from getting depleted, or from getting finished. As simple as that. As simple as that. So when you look at the environment, you get to realize that there are different components of the environment that we need to conserve. These components include plants and animals. They include plants and animals. So when you look at the plants, you get to realize that these ones provide us with a lot of things, which we looked at last time. But today, we need to talk about the fiber. Plants from the environment provide us with fiber. Can we try to identify some of these examples of the plant fiber? Examples of plant fiber. Examples of plant fiber. Examples of plant fiber. Then lastly, we shall also talk about the examples of animal fiber. So let's start with the plant fiber. Let's start with the plant fiber. By show of hands, yes. The rest, yes. Yes, Hathi?
Cycle.
Come again.
Cycle.
We have Saiso, good. Lynette? Lynette?
Banana fibers.
Banana fiber. Good. Stuart, what do you have to say? Stuart has kept quiet. We also have Treasure. So apart from Saiso, you can also talk about it is one of those examples of the plant fiber. We also have banana fiber, just as Lynette has talked about, raffia, and the other different ones. So let's move on to the animal fiber. Animal fiber, by show of hands. Animal fiber, by show of hands. Yes, Stuart. Yes, Stuart.
Mohair.
Good. Let's hear from Happy.
Silk.
Come again.
Silk.
Good. Any other person? I see other people are joining us. We have Esther has just joined. Vanshika's internet is disturbing. Maybe that's why he has kept quiet a little bit. So that is that. So I need you guys to continue doing this work as it is supposed to be. Here we also have, apart from silk and mohair, we also have wool and then fur. Those are also examples of the animal fiber, as simple as that. So we looked at animals as a resource last time. So we are not going to repeat that again. So here are the ways of conserving resources in the environment. One, you can use modern farming methods such as that and that, terracing, intercropping, etc. We also have enforcing laws against bush burning and swamp drainage, gazetting and protecting swamps and forests, practicing agroforestry, reforestation, and deforestation. And then lastly, you can also talk about a use of other alternative sources of electricity other than using wood fuel alone. Because when you rely on wood fuel, it means that you'll be forced to cut down the trees, which will cause environmental degradation, which will bring about drought and different other things. So that is that. So when they ask you to give the ways of conserving resources in the environment, please just talk about that. And we shall ask you only 2 or 1. So that's it. So it's very important that you get to know this so that we can move on smoothly. Then we also have this last assignment that you will have to do. I need you to do all those 2 assignments and then submit the work for marking. Now, we have topics like matter and energy. Now that we have finished this one, the next topic should be matter and energy. This topic that you're seeing up here. Under matter and energy, we are going to look at sound energy. So be able to access this unit. I've informed everybody. Access this unit right away from today after finishing this work. Start on matter and energy. That is sound energy. Start with that and go as much as you can. Go as much as you can. And then read. Where you find challenges, you contact us. And then we shall be able to give you guidance. As simple as that. For now, that is what I have to say. However, next time, I expect everyone to come when they are prepared so that I don't have to teach. Here, you're supposed to come and present what you have understood and ask questions where you find challenges. So that's it. We are going to start with matter and energy. After finishing that, we shall move to the next unit. That will be probably classification of plants, as simple as that. So start on that. After finishing this work, start with that unit that you're seeing. So if you have other questions, you can ask so that I can call Bernard to come and give you the guidance on how you can access the site easily. Yes, if you have any question, you can by show of hands. By show of hands. You raise up your hand. Esther, can you say something? Because you've just joined. If you can say hi to us.
Hi, Teacher Ben.
Yes, hi Esther. You joined us a little bit late. We are almost, we have even finished this unit. The whole of last month, we have been handling resources in the environment, and this is our last lesson for that topic. And just as you've heard, I have asked everyone to now access matter and energy. Under that, you'll get sound energy. That is the topic we shall be looking at next. So feel free and join the entire class and go through that unit. We shall be meeting again on a specific day that I will communicate. Or even you, when you find challenges, you can easily ask to meet the teacher, and then I will be there to help you. As simple as that. Bernard is supposed to give guidance to the rest of the new learners so that they can easily access the site. But I see is off. So let me contact him because we are done with this engagement. We are done, but we need to get some guidance for those who do not know, who find challenges. So let's continue to do the work as I have directed you. Do the work, and then where you find challenges, contact the teacher. And then we shall be there to guide you where you need help. So that's it. This is going to be self-paced learning. Go ahead and access that unit. That is matter and energy. In there, you get sound energy that we shall be looking at. Sound energy is the second topic in the first term of primary 6. So you need to know that. So the one we have just finished is the third topic always. There are some teachers who like teaching starting from the first to the last, but I started with the resources. Now sound energy. After that, we shall look at classification of animals. As simple as that. And then lastly, we shall look at drugs in the society, where we shall be talking about alcohol, smoking, and then other things. So that is that you need to know. And so when the internet fails, you don't stop there and then you just wait until the time for engagement. Next time, if whoever will come when they have not prepared, it means we shall not have the engagement. It's not my work to come and teach. You're supposed to come and present what you've understood since you have access to the work in the site. You just come and present what you understood, and ask questions where you find challenges. There, you will be able to learn more and more. As simple as that. So we are just waiting for Bernard so that he can take you through the next session. I have already called him, so he's going to join very soon. Very, very soon. So, Lynette, did you finish doing the assignments of P5?
Yes.
You did all of them? For all subjects?
No.
Which ones have you finished?
Science and math.
You finished science and maths? Or you have not finished science and maths?
I have finished them.
Okay, so I'm going to... Yes, please.
I'm here.
Okay, you're most welcome. We have been waiting for you. I think we can take them on since we have less minutes. And
can we use your system?
No, I even request to leave because we have
okay.
That starts at 10.
Okay.
Okay, I hope I can leave.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Wish everyone a good day. Yeah.
So stop sharing and leave.
Okay.
Okay, those who are on the platform. So you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, if you can see my screen, I think I need to use another browser, not that one. Let me open another one. Stuart, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, Farouk, how are you? Farouk? Farouk, can you hear me? Okay, so I'm having my browser here. Hopefully you can see it. Can you see my browser? Okay, Farouk is well, that's okay. So here I go to yaaka.cc. So all of us who have subscribed, you need to go like that, yaaka.cc. Once it has loaded, you move down and log in. You come down, put your details. So mine is Bernard 5. I enter my password. Then I log in. So you wait for it to load quickly, and then you start interacting with it. Okay, it's coming. Okay, it's there. So once you reach here, this is where you access your subjects from. Dashboard is the first page saying, hello, welcome Lynette, hello, welcome Farouk, it is always that. Then to access your work, you go to my courses. When you reach my courses, these are the subjects that you have paid for. So here, you can come and search for primary 6. When you search for primary 6, all your subjects will come. Choose the subject you want to read. So you tap continue course or start course. So when you tap start course, that means that you are starting that subject for the first time. When you tap on continue, that means that you had already tapped on it and you are continuing to read. So that is science. You close the instructions. You start from topic 1, you start reading, watch all these videos where you want. When you tap here, you can play in a full mode so that you are seeing the video very well. Like that, you can go back there. Then you move, you read, slowly, read your work, study all the pictures well. And when you reach at the bottom, remember to attempt the assignment. You can download these images and see them. So here, you tap here, you read this assignment. They are here, read all of them. After reading them, check here, what should I upload? They want you to upload an image. So you can work in your book, put all answers, take a camera, get your phone, take a picture, you come and upload here. When you say start assignment, when you tap on start assignment, you can write all answers here, or you upload that picture, then you submit the assignment. Let's look at other functionalities. Let's say that you are not getting some topic. You can come here. Can you see where I'm pointing? Here.
Yes.
So when you tap here, you can write a comment to that topic. Let's say, let me go up a bit. So let's say you want assistance, you can add a comment or ask a question. A comment, you can say, Teacher Ben, the last picture is not clear. You add a comment so that the teacher will come and see that this comment is from Benny Kapuru. I'm also a student here. Then a question, you can say, you can say, what are types of sounds? Then the teacher will come in the next class to comment on either your comment or your questions. Do you get that? That is when you are reading on the site. And let's go back here. If the teacher has left you with an assignment to do in class, when the teacher leaves you with an assignment in class, here you can come under messages. So under messages, this is where you receive the results of the assignment which you have attempted. But in case you want to send a message to the teacher, you come and tap on new message. Here, come and search for a member. Your teacher was Ben, is Ben Olepor, and search him. Ben. Is that spelling? Wait, you can type one name and wait. Or let's say, display. Let me search for that one. Then you select the teacher you want, subject, assignment, or class activity. Class activity done. Then here you can write the entire message. Teacher, I have completed the assignment you gave us in class today. So here you scroll, you click here, you use the down arrow key on the keyboard, scroll down, you come here, attach the file, get it maybe on the desktop, get that file, look for it, maybe assignment 1, then you send message. So the teacher will be able to see your assignment, the one maybe which he gave you in class. You get that? Then then when you come to the other meetings, we are going to be sending meetings here for your classes. So we shall be putting meetings here. When it is for primary 6 social studies, you tap on course to see your link for that class. When it is for the entire class, maybe there is a general meeting, we can put it under shared. And if you have formed a discussion group in P6, we can put it under group. That is the Zoom meetings, if we are not using the WhatsApp. Then Here, that's when you can make your discussion groups and the rest from there. You can have friends and followers on your system. So I want you to keep interacting with these systems and be better people on the system. So here, light mode, you can change it to be light in case you don't want it to be dark. When you tap dark, it becomes dark. Then here, if you want, you can log out. So I will request you to keep asking more questions in our WhatsApp group as we respond in case you get a challenge. Lynette, I'm going to give you a call back from here and we see what's wrong with your courses. Can I say bye? Any question? Any question?
No.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.